Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen. My camera has gone rogue on me, so it's much closer if you notice. I don't know if I can it's like it responds to gestures, so be patient with me, guys. If you're kind of wondering why you're up close and personal, the answer is I don't know. But welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen. We've got a reading for you about somebody who is in a bit of a toxic relationship. And this cycle is one that obviously involves love bombing and also involves a lot of disappointment or a sense of betrayal. So we have somebody that is, I think, a close friend or even maybe a sibling or a family member saying, hey, you know what? I think what we need to do is have a little chat about whether or not you should continue to deal with this person. Because I don't think like you will get a different experience. It's just this repetitive, toxic pattern, right? So I do think that this Empress has somebody looking out for them. You could, of course, resonate with the Empress or any of the other folks. Probably most likely that you are the person who can talk to this Empress. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chant. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your patience. I don't think it's following me anymore. If you were on the last live stream, the camera was moving to follow me. So I'll have to figure this out. Hi, Vichitata. Hello, Kingly Eagle. How we doing? If you would like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. But let's dive right in. And this is the signs of the times. What else do we have? Crown, personal power, number 28, and coins, good luck, number 10. So this feels to me like you are put in this person's life to help them remember that they have this ability to make changes if they need to. They may have some insecurities right now. They may feel like there's just like too much for them to do to change this, I don't know, living situation or relationship. But you may be able to help kind of, I don't know, get them to see that these are doable, right? These tasks, these, obstacles, you can manage it. Hello, Johnny. How are you doing? Hello, Voyager. What's happening? This is the mystical cat. Ace of Sky or the Ace of Swords, and the Two of Sea or the Two of Cups. Hold on. I kind of think that this is a friend who may want to be in a relationship with this Empress themselves. There's like a sweetness in terms of I'm looking out for you, or I'm telling you what I see from the outside because I genuinely care about you, because I really want you to be in a healthy connection. And it seems like you always get stuck in these, difficult arguments or relationships or this one particular connection where you aren't treated right. So it's like, I want you to see what you actually deserve, and it's not what you've been offered. We've got the Sky King or the King of Swords, the Two of Sky or the Two of Swords in reverse, and the Eight of Earth, which is the Eight of Pentacles. So it's like we've got somebody here who feels like their mission or their responsibility to you is to make sure that you understand that you do have a choice. And they also, I think, want to get to the point where they can say, and maybe you didn't realize this, but I would be one of your options. I would treat you better than this person does. It's making me think of FKA Twigs' song 2 Weeks. They feel like they could show you what you're really missing out on if you give them a chance. We've got the Cat, which is the Fool, and the Tower. Yeah, this is someone who's saying, come see about me. You know, I know maybe things are a little bit tricky there. I know maybe things are disappointing and maybe you need a little time to yourself. But I want to remind you that you deserve something that's beautiful. And, you know, maybe you should think about it. 10 of Earth or 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. There is some concern here, though. What if I tried to communicate with this person about having some emotions, and then instead of it being received well, it actually kind of causes problems within the friendship? That's like a real thing that could potentially happen, right? Hello, Upper Echelon. Hello, Illuminati. Hello, Pharaoh. How are you doing? So we've got somebody who's concerned that maybe they need to kind of pick up on body language and see whether or not somebody is even open to that idea before they try to broach that subject. Sorry, I have a hair and it's driving me crazy. Okay. So we've got the stars in the reverse, the 8 of fire or the 8 of wands, and the 4 of fire or the 4 of wands. So I don't know, man. This is somebody who I think feels like this is their opportunity. If you are currently in a mindset or mind state where you view this ex or this person that you've been in multiple cycles with as, you know what, maybe this is just too toxic and maybe I should, go off on my own or let this go. This person, this King of Swords, may be like, oh, well. You see, I'm also single, and I might think that you're quite snazzy. I don't know where that voice came from. This is somebody who's like, okay, well, like if you're over it, then maybe you want to hop on over me. Yeah, I know, I went there. This is somebody who thinks they have a chance because they think this person is finally realizing that there's been no changes and maybe never will be in this relationship. This is the Pulp Tarot. Hello, Matt. How's it going? Eight of Wands again. High Priestess in the reverse. I think this person has mapped out pretty closely exactly what they want to say. I know we've been friends for a long time. I know, we've never really thought about it this way, or I know I was in this relationship for a long time, or maybe you haven't fully felt like you're ready to let go of that person, but they can't help themselves. They have to communicate something. They have to say, like, what would you say if I told you I was interested in you? What if I told you that I could treat you way better than that person so you didn't have to be in this cycle of love bombing and arguing? Oh, that's awesome, Matt. I hope that goes well for you. What else do we have? Seven of Wands in the reverse. And the Six of Wands. So I realize now that, maybe you won't ever really have like the perfect moment for me to speak up about my little secret crush on you. I don't want you to feel like I'm not your friend, but I feel like now is the right time for me to say, I think about you as more than a friend. This is clarifying the Four of Wands. This is somebody who's saying, okay, well, if I'm going to be successful in terms of pursuing a relationship with you, I can't do it by being silent. I can't do it by hiding my emotions. I'm going to have to actually say, hey, I love you. Hey, I kind of have a crush on you. They realize that they can't expect the other person to speak up. They have to be the one to confess their emotions or see if there's any interest, right? Hello, Michael. Look, this is like not easy for them, but they feel like the risk of losing a connection with you is more pressing. It's more scary for them. So yes, it's going to be maybe an uncomfortable conversation, or they don't know what to expect. Maybe there is some feelings that are returned, but does that mean that you would actually be interested in a relationship? They don't necessarily know. So 2 of Pentacles, Page of Wands in the reverse, and the Chariot. Well, no one else is going to do this for me. No one else is going to, like, you know, make this easy for me. I don't think my crush is going to bring up this conversation. So I have to make a decision. Speak or forever hold your peace. They don't necessarily seem to think that there's going to be a plethora of options, a lot of opportunities for them to communicate that they have feelings. So that's why they feel timing is so important. If I pick the wrong time, then no matter what I say, I would be rejected. But if I pick the right time and if I communicate things in the right way, then maybe it'll go the way that I want to. What else do we have? Number 6, which is the clouds, and number 21, the mountain. I don't know what I don't know. I don't know if you also have a crush on me. I don't know if this is going to ruin our friendship. I don't know if you're going to think that all those times I was there for you, it was really just self-serving, or that I've been talking down on your current relationship just for, like, you know, my own benefit. But I think those concerns are unfounded. I do think that the Empress has a lot of respect and care for this person. I don't think they have to worry about that so much, but I do think the concern for the Empress is likely more so going to be about, I was in this relationship, you were my friend, and I told them they didn't have to worry about you being my friend. And then now you say you want to be with me. There's probably going to be a reaction. So I do think this person decides it needs to be an in-person conversation. And I do think that it may take the Empress by surprise. I don't know that they're completely clueless about the emotions, but I do feel like they're expecting this person to be kind of secretive about it for a little bit longer, or maybe even forever. This is What's the News. Machismo, masculine pride, toxic masculinity, meeting manly expectations. Rebound, flighty, temporary option, unpredictable intentions, and ghost, no closure, cowardice, and disappearing act. So there is a risk here. Whoever is, let's see. Okay, so we've got the Empress, who is the person who has been on and off with a toxic connection. And then the Rider, R-I-D-E-R, the person who is tempted to confess that they're kind of glad that relationship is over because they would like to pursue this person themselves. But they feel like they really need to differentiate themselves. You've been dealing with toxic energy. You've been dealing with somebody who didn't have very clear intentions, somebody who would, you know, walk away or ghost you or start an argument and then, you know, go silent treatment on you. This is somebody who knows very well how toxic or difficult that previous relationship is. They may not know all of the details, right? Whoever really does. But they've made enough observations to be very clear. They love bomb you, and then they get what they want, and then they run away. So I don't know that they're necessarily going to, like, harp on that or, you know, say much about it. More so just, I've seen people treat you in a way that is less than what you deserve. And, you know, that you feel like you have to be cautious around this person because you don't want their temper to go off. But you deserve better than that. You don't deserve somebody who puts you through this, like, heartbreak. And I do think that when they say this, the Empress is on board. You're right. You know, I can't deny that there's logic in what you're saying because I've told you what's been going on and you have a pretty realistic understanding of what I've been through. So they feel like the only option really is to nod and agree. You're right. This person has not treated me right. They let me down. They don't communicate. They love bomb. They ghost. It's just not It's not healthy. So I think then after this gets kind of like agreed to, the writer feels like they've got this like green light. Okay, so it seems like now's my chance. Now I need to shoot my shot, because if I don't say anything now, I don't know if I'm going to get another opportunity. So Four of Swords in the reverse and the Eight of Wands. This feels to me like the Four of Swords in the reverse is confirming that somebody is really alone. There could be, I don't know, some previous instances where there was apprehensive. Well, what was it's like, I don't know what's going on in my relationship. They don't know what's going on in my relationship. So it's not really like a breakup. It's just like things are up in the air. The writer wants to know for sure, like, are you actually at a point where you feel like maybe this is not salvageable? Or are you still kind of torn? Are you still feeling like there's a lot to work on here, or something that you can do to salvage this? They may start there instead of diving right into the I might be in love with you, because that is going to be a tower moment. This is the second tower that we've gotten. I know that when I say this, I can't take back my words. I know that when I express myself to you, that it changes things, and maybe we won't be able to continue to be friends, or maybe you'll see me in a way that I don't want you to see me in. But I have to be honest. I have tried to be respectful and keep this to myself, or, make little jokes or whatever. But this person's feeling very compelled to be honest. I love that we have the King of Swords being clarified by the Queen of Swords, so in the same column, because this is somebody who has, I think, got a lot of respect for honesty, knows how to communicate in a way, even if they may sometimes be like a little bit delayed in their communication. This is potentially someone who is an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, since we've had two air signs come out for them. Ooh, and the stars, which I believe is Aquarius, right? Now I'm starting to doubt myself on that. We have Hermit in the reverse and Five of Pentacles in the reverse. I don't want to be lonesome anymore, and I don't want you to be lonely anymore. I sit here and I think about how you deserve better, and you're over there wishing that somebody would do right by you. Why can't we just, solve each other's problems? So we've got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Maybe that rejection is actually protection. Maybe the loss of that toxic relationship is actually a huge old blessing, an opportunity for you to pursue something different. They're worried though, maybe you'll still see this as a loss. Maybe you're still hoping that things will turn around with this toxic ex of yours. Page of Pentacles in the reverse, Three of Cups in the reverse. I don't know, man. I think the Empress is to the point where they can't see things going any differently. I've tried so many times and it's the same outcome every time. This person love bombs and then ghosts, love bombs and then ghosts. And I feel like I have to tiptoe around them. So I think this Empress has lost patience for how they have to handle this connection that is so toxic. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So then the other question is this rider going to be a little bit concerned or a little bit nervous because they probably know the romantic rival, right? I'm basically trying to say you should leave that ex in the past and come see about me. And that ex could be just a little bit mad about that. Just a little bit. So let's see. This is the Love Oracle. What else do we have? Fantasy, daydreaming, imagining, fantasize. Silence, frozen, no words, and stone wall. This is the problem. We have a person that seems to lose their ability to connect to the Empress, and it breaks this Empress's heart. And then the rider tries to be a good friend, tries to be there, tries to support them or console them when they're going through difficult times. but it started to turn into, I want to care about you in such a way where you don't have to be consoled because somebody has hurt you. I want to be the person that you spend your days and your nights with. So we have some mixed signals, and I think that's confusing the Empress or confusing the Rider, possibly both. Not really sure whether or not I should pursue this, not really sure whether or not, I'm too emotional. We have someone who is still dealing with the fact that they were abandoned or somebody ghosted them again. And that, again, is a little bit of a concern for the writer because they feel like maybe there's going to be a problem in terms of you not actually being over this person. So just to be clear, the writer is the King of Swords, Queen of Swords person. And the Empress is the one who's been in a toxic connection. We've got the repeated patterns card. Over and over again, this same cycle, right? So it does look like it's no contact right now for this Empress, and that there's some sort of intuitive like alarm going off for the King of Swords rider energy. And they're feeling like now is the right time to have that conversation. They're feeling like being a little bit extra bold and not letting their fears take a hold. This is somebody who does feel like, so if you have children, they feel like you're a great parent. If you are really close to your family, they like that about you. There's something here about them feeling like you're like wholesome, right? You have this ability to light up the room and you have good intentions. But at the same time, to kind of balance out that almost like purity that they see in you, they know that you also have this like kind of playful side. So they feel like you have what they're looking for, and that this ex of yours is foolish. Like, why isn't this person excited about this Empress? The Empress is like quite the catch. They don't get it. This is the energy oracle. Did I say hello to Pharaoh? Hello, Frederick. How you doing? What else do we have? Angel of Strength. And the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. Definitely protection here. This person has tried to keep the Empress above water, has tried to protect them. There's a sense of like looking out, making sure that you're okay, and feeling like you're too smart for this. Feeling like there's something they don't understand. Why do you keep going back for that toxic energy? So they feel like they need to at least make it clear that you have another option, that there's somebody else who's interested in you and that person wants to treat you respectfully. This is the truth is. What else do we have? Hazy vision. This Empress has struggled to see clearly the person that they've been involved with, this toxic individual. They were focused more so on somebody's potential and less on the reality. But now we've got some sort of spiritual awakening happening for this Empress. You don't really get to Empress level unless that happens, right? And it's why their perception of this toxic energy is changing. And that, I think, is what the King of Swords is picking up on. It seems like you might actually be at the point where you're ready to let this person go because they've disappointed you so many times. And you don't want to settle. You don't want to go for somebody that is not serious. So it's like this King of Swords is upset because they don't want you to be mistreated. They don't want you to settle for somebody that would disrespect you or ghost you. And if there's been some sort of issue between you and this King of Swords, I do feel like things are improved, or they will be soon. There may have been some argument over this relationship, for example. If you felt like maybe they were getting a little too judgy. Or maybe there was even an attempt by the toxic ex to tell you you needed to block this person. I think there's a pretty decent chance that the toxic ex knows that the King of Swords is interested in the Empress. Ten of Cups in the reverse. Six of Wands in the reverse. Nine of Wands. So we've got somebody who realizes that their chances may have been completely used up. I think this is the ex. Looking at the fact that maybe they have done too much, maybe they have taken this person for granted. Maybe the Empress is starting to decide that I've been fighting for something that isn't realistic or isn't going to be, healthy. If you can only ever deal with somebody in toxic ways, then I don't want to deal with you. This is a difficult realization for this Empress, but I do feel like the King of Swords is trying to be supportive, not just because they want to benefit from it, because they really are tired of seeing this Empress be treated the way that they've been treated. Three of Swords in the reverse, Nine of Cups, the Star, and the King of Cups in the reverse. It's interesting because I think the Empress is about to have an additional change in their perspective. I think they've gotten to the point now where there's acceptance. Okay, it looks like my ex isn't interested in going to therapy or changing their job or deleting that dating app, whatever the issue has been, right? So if they're not willing to make those changes, if they're not willing to do right by me, then maybe I really do need to have kind of like a difficult conversation with myself about whether or not I should put any more any more energy into this connection. With the King of Cups in the reverse, I see somebody retreating from their emotional investment. I don't know why I continue to let you break my heart or do things that make me feel like I'm not important to you. I don't know that I really want to put up with any more of your, cycles. Knight of Wands, Page of Wands in the reverse, and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Oh my. So the ex does something impulsively and it makes it worse. Okay. It's like if you were waiting for somebody to apologize and you had hope that whatever the problem was would be resolved. You just needed like a little bit of time or an opportunity to talk through it. And then instead of coming through to apologize, they show up on your doorstep and they're like, hey, you did this thing. Can you like fix it? Or, hey, do you have my sweatshirt? I can't find it. Did you steal it? It's like they pile on whatever they need to apologize for without apologizing. And it's because, I don't know, they've had a bad day. They're upset with themselves over something. This communication only makes it worse. Again, I feel like somebody's expecting an apology or something to smooth things over. And instead it's like, nah, I'm just going to be a jerk. Temperance in the reverse, the Devil in the reverse. Yeah, I think we have the Empress starting to realize this is not my person. This is somebody who doesn't want to do right by me. This is somebody who doesn't seem to be bothered by the fact that they put me in, an emotional state that I don't want to be in. So we've got the Two of Swords in the reverse. I know what I need to do to let go of this instability or drama in my life. And since it's tied pretty closely to this connection, the answer is you. So I think this Empress is finally actually cutting off the ex that has been so toxic. And this, again, I think this is what the King of Swords has been looking for or trying to pick up on. I want to make sure that I choose the right time, because if I pick the wrong time, I could lose everything, including like the friendship with you, right? So they're trying to find out or like get some sort of update here that makes it clear that this empress is no longer interested in their ex, or that they finally decided that, they're not willing to entertain any further conversations. And I think it's because we had like a skip in the cycle. You did the ghosting and then you did the love bombing, the ghosting and the love bombing. But if you do ghost and then you make me mad again, it's like, they're starting to feel like there's really no benefit to this cycle. This is the situations deck. Projected future days, weeks, months. Pressure cooker in the reverse. There's this like slow release of resentment and anger and disappointment. Maybe I expected too much of you. Maybe I asked too much of you. Maybe I should have like realized early on that this was not your thing, or that we were not meant to be. We're on different pages. But the Empress is also, I think, willing to say the important thing is not necessarily how long it took me to figure it out, but more so that I figured it out. And that I'm going to be more selective now. If you want to be in my inner circle, you have to show me respect. I'm not going to be anybody's doormat. So we've got love in the reverse. This Empress is falling out of love. And the King of Swords is looking to find an opportunity to see the Empress. It could be kind of like a casual, like, let's go to lunch or grab some coffee. And it could also be, I think it's a date. I think it's a date. I want to see you. This person really wants to hug the Empress. Settlement, legal, and twin flames. I think for many of you, this is a twin flame that is deciding, I can't wait any longer on my twin flame to do their healing. They continue to have these, toxic tendencies. And I've tried to, be patient or look the other way or excuse certain behaviors, but I really can't do that anymore. This is somebody who's realizing they have to make a decision. If it looks like you haven't made any progress, if it looks like you're not attempting to make things right, or you don't want to do right by me, then I might have to accept that the twin flame journey, the large benefit for it, has really been me working on myself. I think this is somebody accepting maybe the person that I thought was my soulmate, or the person that I assumed I would be together with. Maybe they weren't really as serious about it as I thought they were. And maybe I should just kind of like accept that. It's like, I don't want to keep trying to convince you to love me, right? Threatened, embarrassed appearances, insatiable, and synchronicities in the reverse. The problem is the toxic ex of the Empress is ignoring signals and intuitive messages that would have warned them or made it very clear that this cycle needed to come to a close. They were not willing to try something new or, come correct. And as a result, they are now, I think, or in the near future, about to realize that they have greatly miscalculated how things were in this connection. And that maybe there is somebody else who's going to steal away their love interest. Hello, James. How are you doing? This is the Poe Tarot. What else do we have? Three of Paws. With these materials and with the aid of my trowel, I began vigorously to wall up the entrance of the niche. So this is Telltale Heart, right? I think our Empress is walling up the past. Why do I want to keep reliving the same thing? Why do I want to be on the same carousel, experiencing the same, slap across the face, but here's a Dr. Pepper, like that. Oh, I'll apologize and love bomb, and then I'll disappear again or do that thing that you hate. The Empress is like, I'm done. I don't want to deal with that anymore. I left it open in case this person was going to be able to do what they needed to, but it seems like that was foolish of me. I was saying foolish, and then the Fool came out. There is no passion in nature so demonically impatient as that of him who, shuddering upon the edge of a precipice, thus meditates a plunge. So our King of Swords is excited and maybe pacing or struggling to keep this nervous energy inside. And it's because they know they're about to confess their emotions or their feelings for this Empress. They want to make it clear that it isn't a joke or just like a silly flirtation, that what they want is long-term. This is the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Paws. It is a happiness to wonder. It is a happiness to dream. I have dreamt or fantasized about being with you. I didn't think it would ever actually happen because you were stuck in this toxic relationship. But now that you have decided to let go of this person, now that you realize it's a toxic cycle you don't want to have any part of, maybe there's an opportunity for me to say, what if I wanted to offer you that long-term connection? What if I wanted to treat you the way that that person never seemed capable of doing? This is the Romance Angel Oracle. Hello, Tiana. What's going on? What's that? A red flag? I'll be right there. What else do we have? This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. This deception card is a little bit concerning for me because I think it's quite easy to say, oh, well, that's the ex, right? We have somebody who's toxic, who's been love bombing you and ghosting you. But it feels to me like it's more complicated than that. There could be somebody who has tried to downplay their emotions. There could be somebody who said, I don't really ever see myself as being in a relationship. Or there could be some difficulty here in terms of, I lied to my ex saying that I had no feelings for this friend, or my friend had a conversation with my ex and they lied and said they didn't have emotions for me. There's some concern here in terms of, well, I wasn't really honest about that. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Well, there you go. You got spirit on your side now, King of Swords. They want you to go ahead and say, I love you. We've got free yourself. This is for the Empress. It is time to take back control of your life. Look, you are the captain of your own ship. And sometimes you may get a little bit stuck in a bay or shallow water. Kind of relates to shallow people, right? But I think there's somebody here who's trying to nudge you out of that quicksand, right? And this is somebody who does have legitimate feelings for you. All right, this is the Overthinker's Oracle. What else do we have? Over a period of time, it looks like this Empress has started to realize that if they leave the line of communication open for this ex, that it's really only a matter of time before they communicate. So I think they're taking matters into their own hands and saying, look, I can't deal with this cycle anymore. I need to block them, because at the end of the day, they're not going to work on the things that would have enabled them to be expressive or to, demonstrate their care for me. And maybe the Empress doesn't realize it, but they have been manifesting a new love because of this heartache and disappointment they felt with this ex. plotting and scheming a way to get you to love me again. They're going to find out that this new person, that this friend of yours has confessed their feelings, and it's going to make this runner become the chaser. Leaving behind a toxic karmic lifestyle. And I'm so sorry, I never should have strung you along. This is like too little, too late. So you've been so patient. There've been cycle after cycle, and this person continued to do the same things. And then when you show that you're serious about not putting up with that, when you block this person, that's when they decide to make all of these changes that they should have. That's when they decide that they need to get serious about it, just when you've decided you're no longer serious about it. I miss how our relationship used to be. Oh, I didn't know you were attracted to doormats. Because I'm not going back to that. This Empress is like, that's cute, but like, I'm not going to do that. You might have fond memories of showing up whenever you wanted to. I don't. I think this Empress really has like slowly but surely let go of these emotions and chalked it up as somebody not really doing what they should have in order to pursue the Empress. Now, this King of Swords does have something in common with your ex, and that is a bit of an addiction to your energy. When there's not much going on, when this person can't sleep, they think about you. They're addicted to your energy, much like the ex. And they feel like initially it may have been easy for them to just focus on, well, let's be friends and it'll be fine. To, no, I think you are like my perfect match. I think we would be really happy. So they keep track of things, but I think this is more than one person. I think we have your ex and the King of Swords trying to figure out what's going on because they're both trying to figure out their next move. I didn't comprehend what this connection was until it was too late. Like I said, too little, too late. This person is real nervous that the Empress is going to move on with somebody new. We have unfaithful cheater. I do feel like this is the ex. Yeah. And then we have they were a downgrade. So the Empress is at some point here dealing with a heartbreak from a situation where this person ghosted them and then went off, maybe had like a mini relationship or a situationship. They chose someone else. And I feel like it was dishonest, right? I think they left things intentionally open-ended with the Empress with the hope that they would not move on, but that they could, you know, have their little flirtation uninterrupted. I'm going through a spiritual awakening. This could apply to literally all three of these characters, but I think most importantly, this is likely the ex because they're losing something that they considered to be theirs. This is the hidden truth. What else do we have? What else? I'm becoming a better person. I hope that you can forgive me one day. And I remember every detail of that day. This ex is really going through it. They're starting to realize that this could actually be the end. Maybe things were threatened before. Maybe they've even been blocked before. But there's something that feels different this time. And it could be that they know about this King of Swords. I can't stop thinking about you. I'm afraid to contact you. And I bury myself in work to forget you. Yeah, this is really throwing them for a loop. And where it may have been easy for them to reach back out and start that love bombing cycle all over again before, now it makes them really nervous. Now they feel like it's likely they would get rejected. So it's easy to justify distractions? What can I do to busy myself? What can I do to not have to think about this person and what they might be up to? Hello, Jasmina. How are you doing? My life is not as together as it seems. We both know I am not the one for you. And I love you unconditionally. So I think at the culmination, perhaps after a conversation with the Empress, the ex is realizing, you know, you're right. I wasn't doing right by you. I wasn't doing what I should have. I still haven't healed the things that made it difficult for me to love you. Even if I do love you, or even if you taught me about unconditional love, I acknowledge I didn't really do what I should have. So a little bit of a, yeah, it's my fault. I guess I can't really say anything about it because I should have been working harder on it. So I think they grow to accept it, right? Let's get a little insight. What do we need to know about the King of Swords, please? This is the Spiritual AF deck. Fuck what they say. Holy shit, you are enough. So this is somebody who's independent. This is somebody who's willing to do their own thing. They're not really too bothered by external validation or confirmation or people, you know, saying things, whatever. And they have continually shown you that they believe you are amazing. They have continually sought to build you back up after you were, you know, broken by the ex. Prayer is dope AF. So we could have this King of Swords trying to manifest a connection with this Empress. They may not even be aware that they're manifesting it. We have you can't save your face and your ass at the same time. I think this is the ex realizing they would have to go through some pretty significant spiritual awakening to have a conversation that looks like accountability or emotional maturity for this Empress. It's a very long haul or a lot of work for them. The universe is still encouraging them, even if you don't think you can get a relationship with this Empress, do the right thing for yourself. It's okay, guacamole. I'm extra AF too. This King of Swords understands this Empress in a way that a lot of people do not. I think in the way that they perceive the world or how they deal with people, you may both be really good at cutting off negative influences, or, you know, you may be both kind of known for having the hot take or being the first to have a different opinion. Stay away from people who make you feel like you're hard to love. It's been painful for this King of Swords to see the Empress get their heart broken over and over again by somebody that the King of Swords feels is not like on the level. So this King of Swords got to the point where they had to accept, it's because I want to treat that person the way they deserve. That's why I get so angry about it. That's why I get so defensive. Now, this is kind of weird, so I feel like I have to kind of point it out. So I pulled 8 cards from that deck. And the way I pulled them, we had these 2 that have like the same background and font, right? And then these 2, which are also the same background and the same font. So because we have 2 and 2, it makes me feel like this Empress, you know, initially feels like you're my person, you're my other half. And then they have to amend it. They have to change their opinion because they realize they had been blinded by something, or they hadn't fully appreciated just how special this friend of theirs is. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for the likes and the subscribes. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope I get to see you on the next reading. Doodles.